Trump is an absolute buffoon. He lives in delusion. He denies reality. But every now and again, Donald Trump's safe space bubble gets popped. And it seems as though that has happened yet again. Because Trump just arrived in the Netherlands and he got a brutal surprise. It's no secret that Donald Trump has assembled a team of people dumber than a sack of beef. And now RFK Jr., the human equivalent of an old dried out meatball, was just grilled.
I'd like to bring your attention to termination of HIV vaccine studies. These cuts make up $258 million. Secretary Kennedy, did you make the decision to terminate these studies?
I didn't personally make that decision, but I understand.
You sanctioned them. How could you possibly justify such an action?
We've been studying been promising an HIV vaccine since 1984. And every year Congress pours money into it, and every year
because they haven't come up with
year
what
it
you then
accomplishes
cut the
nothing.
forward motion by getting rid of NIH dollars that critically do research that save lives, and because it hasn't happened yet, well, we haven't. Sir, it's my time. It's my time.
Show me one
it's
life.
my time, sir.
Show me one.
I can show you a whole lot of lives if you got a minute. I'm insulted that you would suggest that there aren't lives that have been lost. People are dying every day, sir. And for you to say, show me one, there are people all over this country that are suffering the loss of their loved ones.
Meanwhile, some Republicans are just flat out lying.
President Trump's approval rating is soaring, and last I checked, congressional approval is not. And I think that bears witness.
This is just from a couple of hours ago. Trump pivots to distractions as polls show collapsing support for his agenda.
Without objection, so ordered.
The next one is Donald Trump's approval rating plunges in multiple polls.
Without objection, so
The next
ordered.
one, Donald Trump's approval rating. New polls show shakeup over Iran bombing.
Without objection, so ordered.
The next one, Trump's approval rating drops to term low amid Israel-Iran war.
As I've been saying, Trump has assembled a team of pathetic imbeciles. Speaking of which, let's take a look at J.D. Vance's daily dumb drool. That's right, J.D. Vance says so many stupid things. At this point, it can just become like a daily thing.
Trust me, in Washington, D.C., they have this thing where I think it means we're number one in Washington, D.C., but all the pink-haired people throw up this sign, and I think, that means we're number one, right? I choose to take that as that symbol in Washington. But all kidding aside,
either those microphones suck or very few people actually found that funny. Newsflash, few people actually found that funny. Meanwhile, the world is aware of how pathetic Donald Trump is, and this was demonstrated when Trump arrived in the Netherlands. That's right, Trump got a brutal surprise. Donald Trump may have expected a hero's welcome as he touched down in the Netherlands for the NATO summit, but what he got instead was a brutal and very public reminder that much of the world isn't impressed. As Trump's motorcade approached the summit in The Hague, boos rang out from crowds near the royal palace. For a man who thrives on optics, it was a humiliating entrance onto the world stage. And this wasn't just a fluke. According to Pew Research, 77% of the Dutch population has no confidence in Trump as a world leader, making the Netherlands one of the most anti-Trump countries in Europe. The frosty welcome came just days after Trump ordered strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities, and only hours after he claimed to have brokered a ceasefire between Israel and Iran. That so-called breakthrough is already unraveling, with both sides accusing the other of violations. Trump told reporters he's not happy with either country, and criticized Israel for unleashing a barrage of bombs immediately after the deal was reached. Then came another bombshell. When asked if he still supports NATO's Mutual Defense Clause, Article 5, Trump dodged. He said it depends on your definition and promised to explain later.
Are you still committed to Article 5 of NATO?
Depends on your definition. There's numerous definitions of Article 5, you know that, right? But I'm committed to being their friends. I've become friends with many of those leaders, and I'm committed to helping them.
what do you want the role of
This kind of ambiguity alarms allies, especially after the chaos of his first term. Trump is now demanding that NATO nations boost defense spending to 5% of GDP, a massive leap that many are resisting. Spain has already secured an exemption, and others may follow suit. Between the jeers in the streets, the unraveling ceasefire, and growing tensions within NATO, Trump's return to the global stage is off to a rocky start. One thing's clear, this summit isn't about Trump leading the free world, it's about the world trying to figure out how to deal with Trump. Long story short, Donald Trump claims that he's the best, he's the strong man, when in reality, no one likes him. That's right, the entire globe pretty much despises Donald Trump.